All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, 3GW. Here tonight to actually do a couple movie reviews, but um, as we consider ourselves a brotherhood, and we stand with each other and we stand with our own. Um, and it was recommended to me earlier that we should talk about this and just put our thoughts out there about this situation with this fool behind me. If you're watching live, watching the video, Mr. West, Mr. West, Mr. West. Um, I've said it for years, ever since between his mother passing and him getting the Kardashians, and his music hasn't been quite the greatest. He just has to be in the news lately, and he just says and does more outlandish shit. But the point of the crux is he went on Drink Champs, hosted by Nori, and said the most outlandish shit a human being could possibly say. That George Floyd, the police officer, did not sitting on his neck for 8 minutes, did not kill George Floyd. It was was some kind of substance
A
that he was
fentanyl overdose is
fentanyl
what I read.
overdose is what he died from. Yet we all saw the video, and he tried to say that Mama, he was calling out for his woman, like this beyond insulting. I don't really understand how a human being could really say that when there was video evidence that we all saw. And I would think, and I truly believe that if any of us were in Nori's position as the host, dude, this shit over with. You talking crazy right now. I'm gonna give you a chance to take back what you just said, and if you're not going to, we're done. Because the fact that Nori let that thing keep going and kept on going with the show, now he's getting backlash. He came out and apologized. They pulled the episode. George Floyd's family is now suing Kanye for $250 million. Um, so it's and as good brother said, Donald Trump even came out and said, man, that dude tripping. So
Boy, when Donald Trump tells you you're tripping, you know you're really tripping.
yeah. So good brother, you being the police officer, detective between us all. Just your reaction when you first saw that foolishness.
So, oh my gosh. So, I don't think I've ever even told the listeners what I do for a living, but I've been a police officer for almost 14 years. So, a long time. And, thank you. And when I heard what he said, well, let me backtrack. I really stopped giving Kanye my money for his music or a lot of my attention a few years ago when he started referring to himself as a god. Now, for me, who I am as a person, I'm a God-fearing man. I don't play like that. I don't know what he thought he was trying to do or what he thought he was trying to say. But for me, that was when I stopped. I stopped listening to his music and all that. Now, with this situation and what him saying about the George Floyd situation, as far as I know, Kanye West is a rapper, and Kanye West is a producer, and Kanye West is he does fashion stuff. He goes to Fashion Week. He makes clothes he makes these ugly ass clothes and these ugly shoes. These are the things Kanye does. I've never heard anyone say Kanye West is a doctor or a medical professional. So how can he sit there and say what this man died from? Now, did George Floyd have fentanyl in his system? I believe he did. Was that a mitigating factor in him dying? It possibly was. But guess what? A whole nother factor in him dying was more likely that officer's knee on him for 8 minutes. And I've never met a police officer who thought that what that officer did to George Floyd was okay, because it wasn't. There was no reason behind it. It was stupid. It was inhumane. Do I think he was trying to kill a guy? I don't really know what his mindset was, but I know it was a colossal mistake, and it cost that man his freedom for a long time. Cost George Floyd his life.
Yeah.
And for Kanye to go out on Drink Champs on Noriega's show and say these things, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what killed George Floyd. You don't know if it was a fentanyl and the meth. That's probably not his first time doing that, but it's more than likely his first time getting an officer's knee on his neck for that extended period of time, and then he's dead. So I mean, he has no qualifications to even talk about that. What Kanye needs to do is quit being narcissistic, quit going on every show that I have him speaking his mind. He needs to get his mind together and shut up. Don't make no music, because your last songs I've heard, they're all trash. Quit being a hypocrite and talking about God in one sentence and cursing out Puffy in the next. Kanye has just become just a terrible D- person, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And he just needs to stop. It's gotten old. His fan base, he's losing his fan base. You know, he made statements against the Jews. His own bank wants him to leave, and he has hundreds of millions of dollars in there. They're telling him, you gotta go find another bank. Everyone is sick of you. Everyone's sick of you.
Yeah.
So shut your mouth. Quit talking about things that you aren't qualified to talk about.
Yeah. The exact quote he said was, Chauvin's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. And he brought up this documentary that was put out by Candace Owens. It was like, oh, because where's her fucking credibility? Rob, I can't even, I mean, I can imagine what you're going to say, but just take it away, man.
Okay. First of all, I've never been a huge Kanye guy. His first couple albums, pretty good. I've said this before. I'm not a big fan of, recent music. And even though I know some of Kanye's came out a while ago, like I said, the early one's okay. But I have never been a fan of him as a man or as a person. Now, first of all, for context, I have not heard the interview in its entirety, but I know the quotes that you've spoke of. I read about those this morning. Obviously, just complete lies, and it's just Kanye, just being Kanye, man, just trying to push people's buttons, just trying, I guess, to just keep himself relevant. If you ask me, the brother seriously has some mental issues, going all the way back to the Taylor Swift incident at the Video Music Awards, where she won the award and he walked up on stage saying Beyonce's album was better. And, all a matter of opinion, but you just don't do that.
Not there. I know right there. No.
Yeah. If it's your opinion, fine. But just to walk up while the girl is accepting her award, man, just foul. I also saw something last week. I don't know if any of you saw this. I saw him wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt.
Yes.
Okay. Now, look, don't get me wrong. Look, I think we all agree that all lives matter, but Black Lives Matter.
That was blatant and on purpose. He was standing next to Candace Owens.
Exactly. So we all know what that was. He's run for president like he really thought he had a chance to win. There are some people out there who actually voted for him in some of the primaries, which I don't get. And it's just, look, it just angers me that this black man stands up defending this police officer who obviously had his knee on George Floyd's neck, suffocated him. Even though he wasn't convicted of murder, it looked like murder to me. And I just, how can you stand up? How can you call yourself a representative of the black community and pretty much everything you do and everything you say lately is anti-Black community.
I don't
The
think he is.
community that brought all your records. Look, I know Kanye's popular with everyone,
Yeah,
but look, it's the Black community primarily, all right, that brought him out and made him the man that he is.
from Chicago.
Right. And to do that to George Floyd's family, who had have they not gone through enough pain?
Exactly.
Have they not suffered
Exactly.
enough? And now for you, who maybe they were fans of, I don't know, but then for you to stand up and tell a blatant lie that you know is not only inaccurate but extremely hurtful to his family, bruh, you know, you just look,
That,
you didn't have much credibility left with me to begin with.
yeah.
All right. What little credibility you had is completely gone now.
Right. The thing with the whole George Floyd thing was it wasn't just like a local Minneapolis thing. It wasn't a local United States thing. This thing affected the entire world, and the entire world saw it. So for him to sit up and say this, I mean, like we said, man, for even Trump, who says these some of the most outlandish shit too, but when it's Trump says it's kind of like it's just Trump, whatever. Man, it's one of the most disrespectful things I've ever heard in my entire life, and that's really what the crux of the thing comes from. It's like that family has been through enough, having to have that video out there like that, and then go through the trial, and we've kind of nobody's really forgotten, but it's kind of been the dust has settled on the whole thing, and now you're bringing it all back up. For what?
You know, the brother really needs help. And like I said, because man, I'm convinced that he has some sort of mental issue,
Oh no,
bipolar.
he's admitted all that.
Okay, all right.
Diagnosed.
Well, then get the help you need and keep your mouth shut. You know, I just
He has said it's his superpower that he's bipolar. So I guess he picks and chooses when he takes his medicine, and when he don't take it, clearly you can tell what happens when he doesn't take his medicine.
Well, I'll say this. I think, you know what? I think he uses that as a crutch. I think he uses his mental whatever. I truly think he uses that as a crutch. I think he is smart enough. Oh man, I think he knows enough to know he can say whatever it is he wants to say. When people start saying something back to him, he uses his mental health. Like, oh no. No, you can't say that to me. I got mental health. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Don't bully me. I got mental health problems.
That's the society we live in, though, isn't it?
What's that?
That's the society we live in now, though, isn't it? They be like blame everything on mental health.
And he is the biggest advocate of it. So if you got mental health, you need to take your pill. Quit talking about Jewish people. Quit talking about the George Floyd situation. Quit talking about your ex-wife and your ex-wife's mother and your ex-wife's ex-boyfriend. Quit, other rappers. Quit doing all that if you know you got mental health problems. Take your medicine then, if that's the case.
Yeah. But the problem with him, he's clearly got nobody in his circle that's going to rein him in.
He's paying them.
He got all yes men. Nobody's going to stand up and say, hey, bro, come on, chill out. Because what's he going to do? Dude, I'm worth $1 billion. What you going to tell me?
Yeah. And I know he lost his mother. And, thank God I still have my mother with me. And so I can't imagine what the pain of something like that does to a person. But still, it's no reason for you to hurt others because you're hurting or because you've gone through some pain. It's no reason to inflict hurt and pain on someone else.
Yeah. I just lost somebody close to me.
Me too.
The other day.
So,
we all lost somebody this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. I mean, it wasn't a parent, but that was our brother, and we chose to celebrate him and we continue to do so, and that's how he would want us to do it, and that's how you go on. Now, none of us know what it's like to lose a mother, but I, I guess the best thing I can say is when it comes to your behavior as an adult, whatever your foundation was that you had as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, is how you're gonna carry yourself as an adult. Like nobody's perfect, obviously, but everybody should have a foundation on something that okay, there's a line that I'm not gonna cross, and whatever that foundation was, whatever that line was, he erased that shit a long time ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's
And,
just sad.
and we've all lost people. I mean, there's people out there who have lost everyone and everything, but that does not give you an excuse to act a damn fool every single day like he does. And let's not forget, this is the same Mr. Slavery is a Choice, Mr. All these other just asinine things he has said.
Oh yeah, ain't nobody forgot about none of that.
But a lot of people do. Like, well, and then he'll say, well, my mental health. Don't say nothing bad about me. This is the same person who's been saying stupid things for a long time, and I'll speak for myself. I am tired of looking on my phone and Kanye is on there every single day.
Yeah.
Like, dude, go away. Just go away.
And I think this is the last thing I'll say. That is, it's how funny this all comes back to, like even wrestling. If you don't give somebody a reaction or a response or give them the platform to say this dumb shit that he's saying, he can't say it. He can't. I mean, obviously, we have our own platform here. I mean, he could he got enough money to create his own platform, but nobody else is gonna want it. If he would just tune his ass out, he has no platform. He has no way to reach out and everything like that. Like Twitter took Donald Trump off, canceled his whole account. If they would do the same for him, and on Instagram and Facebook, cancel his ass and let everybody else follow suit, that's the only way to get through to somebody sometimes. And that still might not work.
No.
I'll make my own damn social network and I'll be in charge of that shit. And you won't be able to cancel me then. So I don't know, man. Final thoughts. If Blake, I don't know if you got final thoughts.
Everyone must just, like you just said, the best you can do is ignore Kanye West. He can say whatever he wants to. Ignore him. Who cares? Fox, stop letting them come on. CNN, stop letting them come on. Shade Room, stop posting them. Drink Champs, don't bring him back. Let him rant and rant and rant until he just can't rant no more.
Yeah.
Well, Biggie, I think you were onto something when you were talking about not giving him a platform. So yeah, just tune Kanye out. Just when you see something about Kanye, don't click on it. If you're an interviewer, don't interview him. If you're a news station, don't put him on your broadcast. Don't have anything to do with him. And I'm going to be diplomatic here. I'm going to say, look, first, brother, go away, but get yourself some help for real, because you desperately need it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I know we don't normally talk about stuff like this on this show, but like I said, life is real, and we try to make this an escape. But sometimes an escape is also a platform to talk about these things and get it out off your chest, get it off your mind, so you have a place to relieve that stress. I mean, this all the stuff that's been going on the last 3-4 years is from the stuff that happened at the Capitol to the George Floyd to all this stuff, Trump being president, Jesus Christ, and then this. So, thank you all for tuning in and watching. Let us know in the comments welcome all comments, and we want to have a discussion. I'm here for it. Just keep it as we kept it on here. Keep it professional. Keep it courteous, and cordial, and we can have that discussion. But yeah, hit us up on the socials: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, not Facebook. I keep saying it. TikTok, Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. Search us out and email us at thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. Good brother. Thanks for taking the time out. I know you got some plans tonight, but I appreciate you.
Hey, always, man. Always. You guys have fun for the rest of the night.
Oh yeah, we about to get into it. Ambassador, send it away.
All right, y'all. Normally our podcasts aren't this heavy, but we look, just certain things you just got to talk about. And so that's what we did tonight. But we love and appreciate all of y'all, everybody. It's we represent ours, but we love everybody for real. So take care, love one another, and peace for real.
Peace.